Hey, so for this video, I'm gonna show this report I made. I made it following the Data Camp website course, one of the courses about Power BI. So this is just a report. I made it a while ago because I finished that course some time ago. So I'm just gonna kind of go over it and remember at the same time as to make this video. So it's not a personal project. It's just it was part of my training. So we're analyzing customer churn. So here's just an overview page where we have the churn rate percentage, overall, the number of customers, and the number of them that churned. For this pie chart, we have percent of grand total of the count of the churn label by churn category. So a lot of the churn comes from competitors, some from dissatisfaction, and attitude. These are customers split by contract type, so most of them are month to month. Here we have different churn reasons, like competitor made a better offer is the highest reason of customers that churned, and competitor had better devices, and attitude is support person. And it's kind of funny that don't know is about like half. We don't know the reason why they're churned, but and deceased is, I guess that's good. That's a low number here. Here's a map visual that we see. Okay, most of the churn was in California, and a lot of it was for no churn reason at all. And that's that link there. And let's go Alaska. They're a pretty big percent, but if we zoom in, you can see the size of the circles, the bigger size, the more churn. So trying to see, well, small one, like North Carolina didn't have that much churn, but most of it came from competitor having better devices. So that's an overview. Now let's look at the demographics. So here we have this matrix that splits up the demographics by, okay, that doesn't look right. This number is age. Let's go look at the data. So we have customer ID, churn label, account length, months, local calls, local minutes. State. Okay, age looks right. That's weird. Anyway, I made it a while ago, but so we're saying if they're senior, if they're under 30, and the rate percent. So we still have these cards for this page, and here we have the number of customers and churn rate by age. So we create some bins here, and these different bins are focused on age. Let's see if I could see. So I think it's these ones, under 30 and senior. So we see that churn rate goes really high among those aged older, a lot older, and it starts when they're 60 and it jumps up past that. So the bins are split up by 5 years, every 5 years, but the highest number of customers is in the age bin of 45, which has 694 customers, and the average or median churn rate is 24%. So it's churn reasons, just like in the overview page. Next page is the groups and categories. So average and monthly charge and churn rate by number of customers in the group and the group. So it's no group. I don't know what no and yes means. But the churn rate goes down for the yes groups. I think it's if they're in a group. Oh, sorry, if they're I was gonna say if they accept a monthly charge or not, but I don't know. It's by contract and gender. So there's a monthly contract and year. So we see males are higher in month or lower in monthly, but they're higher in yearly. Higher churn rate. This is churn by category, like the first page. And is customers a contract type, the first page. We have these multi-row card here for the monthly and yearly. I wish I remembered what the group was, but anyway, for the unlimited plan, we have the matrix of churn rate, number of customers, and if they're in the unlimited data plan or not. And they're grouped here by group consumption. So this is how much data they're using in their data plan. And the ones who are using less than 5 gigs have the highest amount of churn rate. And it seems like the more gigs that they use, the less churn they have. So I guess they feel like they're getting better use of their data plan, so they're not leaving and they're continuing to be a customer, which makes sense. International call, so if they're doing it, yes or no. And here you see we have like conditional formatting to change the colors. Like the higher the percent is, the more red it is, and the lower the percent, the more green is. So this one's like in the middle. So this is bad that there's this much churn for them not having a international call. And California is 100%, Oregon. Anyway, so this is by international calls. Contract type, churn rate by account length in months. So the longer they're in an account, the less they're churning these customers. So they're satisfied customers, so they have stayed in their account long enough, they've been an active customer, that they're not leaving, so they're satisfied with the service. Here, a payment type, we see that direct debit, they're leaving the most, and paper check is not leaving as often. And then this is a scatter chart showing kind of combining this churn rate and by account length with contract type. So that's just the different colors. And the x-axis is the length in months. Age groups. So here we use the bins again for age, every 25 or every 5 it's split. So we saw that before. We have this slider where you could put in the account length. So the minimum is they stay for 1 month, and then the longest, the longest active account it's been for 77 months, and you could play around with it to see like these guys have only been a customer for 5 months, and you can see how it's affecting the rest of the charts. It's average monthly charge and churn rate. And again, I don't know what the group is. We have these cards of customer service calls and average customer service calls, which is this, I said scatter chart for the other one, I meant line chart. This is scatter chart, so monthly and yearly contracts, average account length and churn rate. So here we see this monthly, and it has very high churn rate, and it's a paper check payment. So the tooltip lets you know what the payment method is. Here's the label for the contract category, and then the account length and churn rate. We have these slicers, so that way you don't have to use a tooltip, to go over each one. You could be like, okay, I want to focus on paper checks for both monthly and year. It does one or the other, and then it affects these cards. Extra charges, same type of cards, kind of. And you saw this chart before, this bar chart. Insights, so it's almost like the overview, but you have these cards here, and this churn label, if they're churning, yes or no, by state, and the map again. And so that's everything about customer churn. Sorry, I'm not that familiar with it. This is the first report I've ever made, so it was a long time ago, but I've done some calculations and to create it, but it's all through the data camp course and training. I slowly built up to my knowledge to build this report for it, and this is my finished product in it.